This sucks. In the last 20 months, I've left Albania exactly one time. At this point, I barely even remember what it's like to travel outside the country. COVID situation and all the added logistics of international travel, it's just easier to sit at home and watch Netflix. Besides, even if I wanted to go somewhere, I would probably have to go alone. I mean, if I'm gonna be alone, I can sit at home and be comfortable and not have to spend the money. I used to travel alone all the time, almost exclusively actually, but now it just seems sad and boring. I do have a friend though, who lives in Greece. He lives way down south in Greece. And he's been asking me for a while to come visit him. You see, I live here in Pogradec and I could cross the border in about an hour if I wanted to, but then what am I gonna do? I don't wanna cross the border just for the sake of crossing the border. I'm just gonna cross, go to the nearest town, get out, walk around, say I've been to Greece, then come back home and sit down back on the couch and watch Netflix again. If I'm going to go, I'm going to make the most of it. So I asked Nico. Well, there's the plan. I was headed to Stupa. Stupa is located on the Mani Peninsula, down here in the Peloponnese. It's about right there-ish. And I just learned about a new highway that had recently been finished all the way to Kalamata, which is right here. This new route cut off a few hours from the drive, so starting from Pogradec, I would drive and then cross the border here and then immediately get onto the highway. I worked Saturday night, so I finished filming for work, hopped in the van, and headed to Greece, crossing the border at about midnight. It's not that I didn't think I would make it through, but I'm just, you know, I always get stoked when I go through a border without any problems, so that's exciting.
I just woke up. First morning in Greece. I parked at a gas station last night. I slept in the van because it was like 1 o'clock. So, time to pack up and start driving again.
I hopped back onto the road and headed basically south through Greece, crossed a bridge about here over the Gulf of Corinth before heading this direction to where Corinth is, and then ultimately turning south towards Kalamata and then along the mountains to Stupa. Soon after arriving in Stupa, we headed over to another village, braved the massive rainstorm, and had some dinner. Then, after a good meal and a good night's rest at Nico's house, I was ready for my Greek adventure to begin.
Feast your eyes on this. Behold.
Oh my. There's a couple of olive trees out here.
A few.
Yeah. Like 1, 2.
The reindeer. Yeah. You just have me send you the photos?
Yeah, that's probably better.
So where exactly are we?
We're in Lemeni, which is about an hour south of where I live.
Yeah, so last night we slept at Nico's house just above the village of Stupa.
There's like a little outcropping out here that people go crazy for. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, actually this looks super sick.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Look at that water. Oh, wait. Look at that water. Now that you can see it. Wow.
I almost want to go swimming. I want to swim under that.
What's the water temperature like?
Warm.
Really?
Like actually warm. Like I would go swimming in a heartbeat. That's nice, dude.
Okay, well, if we're gonna go swimming, let's not go swimming right now.
Well, we're not gonna go swimming. I'm not ready for that.
Too early?
Yeah. I haven't had enough coffee for that.
No, yeah, I was gonna say not enough coffee yet. Greek village life is so interesting. Because there's, like, when there's no tourists around, it's so interesting. Because it's so empty. And everyone knows each other, basically,
the
right?
atmosphere completely changes.
Yeah, it's way
basically
different.
Tourists here at this point. We're the tourists.
Well, yeah, I am, but this water is unbelievably clear. Do people actually live here?
Yeah.
Where? Because I don't see any houses. There's all restaurants.
Houses. Houses. Houses.
So, like,
ones at the back as well.
the ones at the back are more the houses.
Yeah.
There are villages like this all the way around the whole thing, right?
Literally everywhere.
Right, but is this one like more like known, or
This is one of the more known ones.
okay?
Like, probably in the area, it's become the most famous for what it is.
Okay, so they're not all gonna look like this.
No, absolutely not. Every single village has like the same sort of thing,
Yeah,
but also different. I don't
Okay.
know how to explain that.
same but different.
Yeah,
Is that not a good enough explanation?
I feel like I'm not using my vocabulary here.
Since we're not eating or having a coffee, we've seen about everything this village has to offer, and not swimming either, not yet.
Later on.
So we'll move on down the road now.
To Areopoli. And no, when someone like comes here and they're like, "Where should we go?" I'm like, "Down there." Just
Right.
always.
Vibes.
Yep.
So what do I do? Go that way, or keep driving to try to find somewhere to park? Areopoli. Areopoli. I said it right.
Bit of an American twang on there, but it works.
Areopoli.
Areopoli.
And this is slightly up the hill from where we just were. Much bigger. Not like fishing village
This
vibes.
is a proper town.
Yeah, it's like town, actual town, not fishing village. So, is there a particular place that we're going? Or we're just walking?
Just walking, really.
Let's go this way then. When was the last time you were here?
Years ago, probably. Yeah, this is more residences.
More houses. This is Europe, you know, in my mind. Old town vibes, cobblestone type streets. We are just wandering around. We don't know where we're going. This ends in a
I feel like
fence.
we're gonna end up with dead ends everywhere we go.
Yeah, I think we will. That ends with a fence. Well, okay, next street. That's what happens when we don't have a plan and you're with someone who's never been here before.
I've been here once, maybe twice.
There.
I've never actually had to host anyone before, so this is new to me.
Sorry. Sorry to intrude.
I mean, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs. So I'm like, oh, I guess I actually got to show him the nice stuff.
This place is significantly bigger than the last village. And there's obviously more people and more tourists and more life because there's markets and ATM and a pharmacy. And yet all of the signs are still only in Greek. There's no English. I say as I see a menu with some English on it. But for the most part, there's no English, which is nice. But it's different.
I forget living here how nice all these places are. It's like you don't appreciate it.
Right.
Completely.
And also, like, you probably don't bother coming up here.
No. Like I said, the last time I came here was like 3 years ago.
If you want to ride your bike, you can ride up here for a coffee and then go home, you know? Like, you ride up here,
by
walk
myself,
around
yeah,
a bit.
just get a coffee.
Well, I'm just
I
saying,
wouldn't
like,
do that
you
though.
go for a
That's-
bike ride.
I could, yeah. But like if I would do that, I just end up going to Kalamata and not like going to one of these places.
Why, though? That's
I
the
don't
question.
know.
I would so much rather come up here or go over there and, like, sit, like, the last village and just sit there with a nice sea view,
Yeah, that's the
have your
thing, like,
coffee, and then I'm like,
growing
well,
up
I guess I'll go home.
I don't appreciate it as much. Like people come to Stupa like, oh my god, this place is amazing. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I don't fancy going for a swim though, or doing anything.
But you appreciate a good view.
Oh, absolutely.
So you could sit there and have a coffee.
Which
with
is
a
why
good
I'm
view.
like, we're gonna go here.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm reappreciating it.
That's great. Yeah. And it's good for the viewers too, to see someone who's from here appreciate where they live for once.
They get to see a different side of me.
Yeah. Just so you know, this is not the normal,
me.
this is not him. Like, this is probably the first time you've been outside in what, like 2.5 months?
I gotta work every day.
Can't swear on my video.
You're family friendly now?
Yeah, always been. So as you probably could have anticipated, the last village that we were in, which was called what again? Many. I much prefer to this one because it's right next to the sea, so you could swim, be in the water. This is nice, but it's what you would expect from a mountain village.
The crystal clear water is what's really appealing about it.
Yeah, exactly. Nico has to go back to work. Go back to work? Nico has to go to work.
Yeah.
So we're heading back to Stupa now.
This is the end of like the day out.
Nico had an evening shift that night. So I spent my evening hanging out at the cafe that he works at and sitting on the beach enjoying the sunset, which was really helpful to get the feel, to get the vibe of Stupa and to really understand what Greek village life is like. This is the place that he works, but isn't that busy? So let's try to do this one.
Take a walk on the wild side. I think, hey, honey, take a walk on the wild side. And we color to
In a village nearby Stupa, there's a monastery that's connected to where I work here in Albania. And because I was going to be down there, I was asked to take some photos of the monastery and the monks and whatever. So that was the mission the next morning.
Hi.
You ready? These two like me now. That one does not. Are you gonna ride your bike or are you gonna ride with me?
I'll ride with
Okay, where exactly are we going?
you. Stavropigio.
So that's like all the way back towards,
Yeah.
okay. Towards,
About 20-something minutes.
yeah.
I don't know. I've been here for years.
So we're trying to find this particular monastery that I was asked to take some photos at for my day job. And we may have to stop real quick to find out exactly how to get there.
Θα δεις και ένα στενάκι που να δεις πάνω. Α, έχετε αυτοκίνητο. Είμαστε με το βάρη εδώ πέρα. Α, τέλεια, ακόμα καλύτερα. Παίρνω από τον δρόμο, ξέρω εγώ, ευθεία. Παίρνω όλο. Πώς πηγαίνεις για Καρδαμίλη, ξέρεις? Ναι. Στον δρόμο που είναι για Καρδαμίλη, έχει τα μπελίτσα, το μοναστήρι μπαίνει μέσα.
Okay.
Στρίβεις αριστερά.
Again, I haven't been there since I was 12.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 years ago.
I don't visit them so much, so there's a lot of churches here.
Okay, well, we're still not 100% sure where we're supposed to be going.
We parked in someone's drive.
We parked underneath somebody's fig tree, and we see a bit of a split road over here, so we're gonna
We can ask the guy that's right behind us.
figure it out. Is there a guy right behind you?
Yes.
Okay, then ask him.
Βλέπεις εδώ πέρα εκεί το στίγιο έργο.
Ναι, που έχει πει τα μπελίτσα γιατί
Ναι, από εκεί θα κάνετε απάνω.
θα ανεβούμε πάνω.
Απάνω και είναι από το κάτω μέρος, από εδώ δεξιά, εκεί που είναι η άσπρη κολόνα.
Ναι, ωραία.
Εκεί έχει πόρτα. Και θα το βρείτε.
Εντάξει. Come in with the appropriate clothing No women with trousers or men with shorts. If your phones, don't smoke inside. It doesn't say anything about a Misfits t-shirt.
I'm wearing shorts though.
That's unfortunate. So you're saying this is more appropriate than this? I don't think we can get in.
Why?
Well, it says for Saturday. What day is this today? Friday.
Friday.
It says for Saturday something's happening, but it also says please don't ring the bell before that time.
Well,
You want to like climb up the door and just like get a photo or something?
if I can't take photos, I can't take photos. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what can we do about it?
It says.
Also,
No, it literally says here.
I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah. It says here you can only visit Saturdays and Sundays.
This is where we're supposed to go to take photos, but we're not allowed inside. At least that's what he says.
That's what the sign says.
Yeah, but I can't be sure about that. Good day.
How you doing?
Oh, sorry. That section went a lot quicker than I anticipated. For years, when I would travel, I would do things alone. It was how I went to Iceland. It was how I took a train across France. It was how I road tripped in New Zealand for the first time. I think that you can always tell if you really enjoy something, if something really gives you life, by whether or not you're willing to do it alone. Oh, good morning. Today, we are driving as far south in Greece as possible. I don't know what it is. This is almost as far south as you can drive on mainland Greece, and over the hill back here you can walk and get over there, so that's where we're headed. This was an ancient bathhouse, according to the internet. You can still see the mosaic right there on the floor and some of the bath holes. This is supposed to be about 2 kilometers long. At the end, there's a lighthouse, and from what I've read, it's the furthest south that you can get on continental Greece at all. This point, the very bottom tip of the Peloponnese. There's the first sighting of the lighthouse. You can see just the tip, just right there. Oh, we're not too far off. lighthouse is cool and all, but we said we were getting to the southern tip of, oh boy. Oh, this climbing on rocks is a lot more tricky than I would have expected. This is about where I have to stop for safety reasons. I can't see a good way to get down and be able to get back up from here, so. But here we are, no more mainland. Whew. I'm sweaty from this hike. I think it's time to go swimming. We're back in Stupa now. The sun's setting, and I'm just waiting for Nico to get back from his tattoo appointment.